Hello and welcome. It is 3 minutes past 8 p.m. just gone, so it is May the 9th and it is the Thursday, and I am speaking to you from the CEST time zone, the Central European Summer Time Zone. So it is the end of the day, and today was holiday here dedicated to Father's Day, and just let's take a deep breath. Today I wanted to reach out to you, this small community, those that take the lifetime and the life energy to listen, even though the themes are not in any way superficial or easy. In fact, they are very deep, very profound, and speak of emotions, feelings, situations that we find ourselves in, and in this May 2024, globally, locally, and maybe very personally. So it's been a day here for this being that I had to listen to my body, who wanted to sleep and rest. And despite the nice spring weather, that was the priority. Not easy from an I am point of view who wants to enjoy life, be creative, do things outside and paint and enjoy. But at the same time, it is also an experience, and also a necessity, excuse me, to tune in to what this vehicle needs, as clearly we are shedding a lot of the past, of the old, of the ancestral, of patterns we were born into, patterns we adapted, and also of a mindset of the last century that was very focused on doing things and material things instead of asking ourselves how we feel. And maybe because our parents and grandparents came from a experience of conflict, that keeping busy was a part of therapy, was a part of having the feeling mm, doing something means changing a situation, thus bettering the situation, because emotionally the situations we get confronted with in life certainly are, for sensitives, in many ways overwhelming. And one other aspect is that few of us maybe are lucky enough to find other human beings with whom they are able to exchange in that moment when they need it. Let's just breathe. So today I would like to start with the healing list. And so this is a list, or this is a tool to focus our energy intentionally, coming from empathy, asking the energy to manifest itself as a supportive environment, as a overwriting, transmuting, and thus supporting our own self-healing ability. And as this is not something many of us grew up with in this life, but our bodies remember that it was always part of humanity. We got together with nature, we got together with our animal companions, we got together with singing, drumming, lighting a fire, or maybe lighting a candle, but sitting together, being there, simply giving our life energy and our lifetime to supporting a member of our family, a member of our group, a member of our community. And maybe many of us find themselves living on their own, maybe removed from the former lifestyle and very much in a situation of trusting, of going more within and sensing the energies and being very honest with oneself and yes, but not maybe having a sounding board. So yes, you can sit with your own life energy, with the universe, with nature, which is beautiful. However, sometimes there is the exchange, the need for exchange with a human being, somebody who knows you or is willing to get to know you, somebody who is able to listen, able to understand, and able to share their vision that they may get when tuning in. I'm just needing to breathe. So, centering and breathing in the center can be sometimes overwhelming too, because we allow our being, our body parts to speak. And in some ways, the mind kicks in and then labels or judges that as maybe as something negative. So that's the old paradigm we're leaving, really. So in me, a lot of sadness was arising from my stomach, heart region, and certainly it's not just from today, and it's not just tied to the reasons why I wished to open the healing list. So I'm allowing myself to feel this and not wishing to judge it. It is compassion that is behind it, but it is also the limitation of being human, of not feeling empowered, with again is a automatic mindset that is simply not true. So while this is churning in the stomach region, and while I get many levels and many pictures, it is basically has to do with landing here on earth with one's own talents and being told by all significant humans the entire way of thinking that was here. Yeah, really all of the century, but particularly, yeah, when did it change? I don't know, maybe it is only now, but there are a lot of people who do feel, think, live multidimensionally. So there is an aloneness with that, because it isn't so much that we believe that, it is that everybody else didn't believe in it. And so it became like a wave that sort of crushed over oneself, and that in a way diminished our own being, our own healing power. So let's come back to our true beingness, where it's not a belief, but it is a fact that when we come together, when we speak up, even on our own, even if no one listens to this, but it is me who is voicing it, and voicing it creates an energy that manifests here on this earth. And I would like to remind the land, the nature, the animals, the elementals, and the human beings, and this home, the wards, and all human beings that have ever been here, that yes, indeed, it is possible to heal with one's heart, with one's word, and with reaching out, speaking out, and showing compassion, being in a way totally open, vulnerable, and emotionally naked about what is being felt, whilst realizing that at least half of it is old stuff that needs to come up, needs to be acknowledged, and needs to move out because it belongs to this old system that we're leaving behind, that is already gone, that is really just coming up. However, I wish to now create, and I'm seeing this in this light, milky pink, white circle, and okay, creating a heart, because that is just easy to visualize, to the outline of a rosé colored heart, and I would like to use that as a symbolism today for the healing list. And I would like to ask all of you who listen this far to send a loving thought, some sparkle of light, and a lot of strength to my beloved family member, my lovely Sunny Pony. I really love her so much, and she was getting better and better and better with that little complaint we had started at last year's Lionsgate. That's the 8th of the 8th, and all healing up, and her hooves are really growing well, and half is new and healthy. And just now, about an hour ago, I noticed that she was feeling a little sore, particularly in the left front hoof, and half of that maybe in the right front hoof. But basically, she was just testing the ground. That's, I mean, the stones. She's fine walking on grass. And it hit me in the pit of my stomach, and I have recovered a little bit. And I did give some homeopathy, and I adjusted my energy dropping right into the deepest cellar that it could be, just because I felt so shocked and overwhelmed and so disempowered. And I just didn't understand it. It's automatically making me feel that I have no intuitive abilities, no healing abilities. My wishes aren't heard, and it totally disempowered me and made me feel really alone. So I came out of that, recentering, noticing that noticing yet, yes, there are things that are missing in my life, and then feeling better after giving a bit of the homeopathy, feeling better after adjusting my thinking that there is a correlation to the new moon because it has happened in the past that certain conditions come up in the new moon and full moon phases particular, and reminding myself of my own understanding, which means when something comes up, it is a possibility of healing. So it's not that feeling of disempowerment. It means a memory in the past is coming up. So automatically assuming because the condition shows itself again, it's going to go the same way as it's gone in the past, which is not true. The message that I'm getting is that just another part now is cleansing out, and it coincides because I try to do a horoscope and see the transits, but there's nothing in the sixth house for her. However, I don't have the exact birth time. However, her birthday has just been a week ago. And there are other events in my life that are tied to these these days, and that my body is reacting with sadness because of past events, which absolutely fits in. So we're going into trust, really, and trust feels more like mm, floating in water, a vacuum type of thing. And noticing that Neptune is still in the anaretic degree, that is the last degree of Pisces, and this is not just the 29th degree and something, but it is actually the last astrological year. When he passes into Aries, it's a new era, and it's also a new astrological year in that sense. So his tropical zodiac, a new start, and we have several other planets that are moving into new signs that are having a very large orbit, such as Sedna. And yes, Pluto has gone stationary retrograde. And so saying all this about the soreness in her hooves may be related to her birth, and maybe something to do related to her mother's condition or father's condition or the ancestral line, and so it's coming up for healing. So this is now what it feels like. I feel at least 30% more optimistic saying this, and this is why I came on, because now I felt to reach out and to create this healing heart circle, and for all of us that are listening here, to add those loved ones, those friends, family all those situations that we are aware of into this healing heart circle and support each other. So this is why I opened this, since this is my thing that I'm intuitively being guided to do. I opened this heart circle, and at first I would like to place into the circle Sunny Pony and her entire health, and ask for anybody who's listening to please don't feel sad. You can feel compassionate. You can have empathy, but don't drop in your energy. Just simply send her some strength, some endurance. She's positive. It is I who is feeling disempowered. So letting go of the judgmental side of this and seeing this as a symptom that there are things that need to come up, that need to be healed, and that is not going to be the same as last year. We are in a different energy. However, the new moon was in Taurus yesterday, and she is born a Taurus, and this is very much earthbound. And I would say, looking from an astrological point of view, that this situation started with the first Saturn return. Yeah, so 29.5, where it wasn't visible, it became visible. Really, at the middle of the Saturn return, with when she was 31, and it is now at the end of it. And this is why I trust that it is not going to get that bad. Plus, for anyone out there who has the situation of inflammation, there are healing mushrooms that help with the metabolism, because this is a metabolic situation. This is nothing to do with how her hooves are formed. This is really to do with the very small blood vessels and how the blood is pumped through the body, and let's call it, yeah, it feels like a debris, so like old muscle aches or old cellular particles that need to be pushed out. So they may get stuck because they're a little bit too big. However, hoof growth is very good. Her overall beingness is good. Her fur is good. Yes, there's a bit of it's gotten quite quickly warm, so we had quite a lot of midges, and so yeah, the whole planet is changing, the whole weather is changing. Oh yeah, okay, obviously okay, I'm getting it now. It is related to the last, I don't know, what was it, 6 solar flares in the last 2-3 days, so 72 hours. So it is related to that, but what is bringing That, yeah, but that it's one more confirmation because the extra light is bringing up more of the dust, debris, the old stuff that somehow was lodged in our cells, and it's coming up. So it is a cleansing, it is a purification, it is a way. So, okay, placing Sunny Pony in the center and on the first on this healing list. And you may like to add your loved ones now. You either read it out, you speak it out, or you think about them. And I will do this for mine. I include all of my bio family members and all of the family in all dimensions, but particularly all those on this plane. So placing my mother, the partner of my mother, my sister, her ex-partner, my niece, my cousins, my cat, the cat in the barn, the shy one, that she will find more trust and maybe come a little bit closer every time. All animals in this home, all nature in this home, all elementals in this home, the clean water, the clean air, the clean soil, that everything is able to purify and find a healthy equilibrium. This home, and I would like to place all my friends, the newfound ones, and anybody that I have come in contact with who being placed in this healing circle would benefit. And then I would like to place into this healing circle Anna and Foxy Lady, Eva and Derek, Kathy Rose and her family, Keith and his family, everyone's project, everyone's way of creating a living, as well as their creativity, and also placing abundance. So this healing heart circle is a place of abundance. Okay, and yes, I would like to place myself in this too, that I'm not falling into old patterns of automatic thinking that are not really me, that are kind of conditioned through living here on earth, and that are conditioned possibly through some astrological placement that are not deterministic, but that that are an influence. And some of these have made me tired today, according to what I looked up. And not even seeing that feeling tired is a negative. It just means the body does need rest. So, which means we are all going through a transition and healing is happening on a multi-dimensional way. And I'm getting a lot of pictures of places I've been through. It's I don't know why I'm thinking about them. I am not actively thinking about them, but that means that the emotion that is moving through the body has a lot of cellular memory tied into when I visited places and I felt equally alone amongst the crowd. And it's not been easy to find places that are welcoming or supportive when you're a sensitive person and when your life does not fit into the, let's call it the accepted norm. Um, However, life is changing and we are coming back into our own power. And so this healing circle is one of empowerment, of not taking um, life circumstances as something we actively did or we cannot do something about. That is really what we're working on. We're working on centering in ourselves, reconnecting with all parts of ourselves, and acknowledging that we have this innate intelligence, emotional intelligence, this healing ability, and it is not something we need to learn. It is something we always had, which was in some way not listened to, not heard, not denied, but the frequency was so disconnected. And then interpreting, having to fight against the resistance all the time is being interpreted as, yeah, us being the lesser part, the minor part, the less important part. Yeah, even feeling almost like a victim because we felt we had no voice. So we have a voice. We have a life. We have a breath. We have a heartbeat. And we have senses. And we are able to express ourselves. And we are able to come back to center and rectify false viewpoints because maybe that is what we heard all the time around us, which again is a propaganda manipulation kind of thing, or maybe even a frequency that is being sent out. But if our frequency is stronger and higher, what does it mean? Well, there is more light in our beingness, so we can repel this. Even though it was our bright light in the first place that may have attracted these shadowy forces, we are aware there is no duality, no polarity, no shadow in the new earth. And so speaking it, sharing it with you, asking for joining in together also means listening to you, seeing you, understanding you, and making it a totally normal thing that having a list of names to be placed in our healing heart circle and all of us sitting in circle in our locations but with our hearts and souls focused. It is absolutely supportive of those that are going through some symptoms because that's what it is. It's symptoms. And Sunny is strong enough In fact, she is far more connected, far more positive, the sweetest thing at all. And she ate her healthy dinner where there was a lot of herbs in it. So that is always a sign for wellness in this case. And she came to the door, so she was walking on the stone. If she really was uneasy, she would lie on her straw in front of the stable and rest. So yes, there is some soreness, but it's like us having also maybe a sore back or a sore shoulder or having not slept well or feeling slowed down by, yeah, maybe we had a busy day or week before today, and many people will be resting because we had almost every week a holiday, and many people take extra days off to have a long weekend. And next week will be the same. There will be another, well, it's a weekend and the Monday after. So, however, May is a very positive month. Taurians usually are very positive because abundance, if you doubt there is abundance, just look at nature. Everything has grown here, I don't know, within a week or two, doubled. So the plant size doubled. So, yeah, especially those plants that are not necessarily the ones one would like to have, but nevertheless, dandelions and nettles are healing plants. Plus, the other thing to mention is about pony and cats are number one. They really are and always have been my heart, and obviously that makes me very sensitive to their needs, and it may put looking at myself on a second place. And so maybe I would like to ask you now, what is it that you need, and to also place yourself into this heart healing circle? Whatever situation you find yourself in, whatever wish you have, whatever is you feel you miss from your life right now. And maybe moving into the moment of acceptance rather than fighting it, but with this acceptance, making it okay. So it is okay if you're feeling tired. It is okay you need to sleep. It is okay that you feel you need rest. It is okay that you didn't do all the chores and maybe your home looks not as tidy as you wish it would be. It is okay if your projects are not bringing in the money you require. It is okay if you maybe had to leave a position because there was no frequency match anymore. It is okay even to feel unwell and to feel ill because it means we're healing. We're healing all that and we're moving into the trust. So what we may or what our body may interpret as disempowerment is really that we come back into trusting and that there is a solution already happening as we are surrendering and trusting and not disempowering ourselves, but simply accepting, even if we wish things were different. We are just accepting that they are at the moment the way they are. Maybe you find yourself living on your own without a project, with maybe not knowing, yeah, what is around the corner. Maybe, not even knowing what you're doing tomorrow. Maybe having some wish what you may do on the weekend, but maybe not knowing what really will happen. And while we breathe into this, relax into this, we trust that whatever is manifesting in our life is a sign of healing. And that is what is happening with my symptoms of tiredness and Sunny's symptoms of soreness. And in no way have we caused any of it. That is an old paradigm, very connected to the last 5,000 years of religious one-sided information. Let's call it that way in a mild way. Yeah, we don't need an intermediary, but if there are PowerPoints on this earth, and when all these buildings are put on these PowerPoints, never mind, we are PowerPoints. We connect with earth, and where we are is a power place. And we are a power place. So we don't need any symbolism or any intermediary or any tool or anyone or any law. The thing is just, it is in our culture. Yeah, even our weekdays, our calendar. Yeah, even this holiday, holy day. Yeah. So there are all layers of connections. However, we can simply heal those and reconnect with nature and understand that every day is a special day. And yes, we are in a special time of the year, and there are seasonal changes. And yes, there are special new moons and full moons, and we are going through special times. But it doesn't mean one needs to judge negatively any of the feelings. Acknowledge them, allow them to rise, and understand where the disempowerment, the sadness, and the grief is coming from. It is from the past, and we're healing this memory now. We're healing a little bit of it now. And the offering of this list of healing or the heart healing circle is so we remind ourselves we are not alone. So I'm thanking all of you who are listening, who are showing their strength in bringing strength to us, who are thinking of us and sending heartfelt wishes and sitting in circle with us. We are strong. We are able to support the self-healing. And this is the offering that is going out to you today. And I can feel my heart sing, having reminded all of us and having reminded myself of the true power we are, and we allowing the other being to go through this situation without attaching this deterministic negative powerless feeling at it, on it, with it. No, we recognize that that is something we were conditioned into and we learned into, but it doesn't make it the right way of seeing things. It is a reaction to what happened to us in the past or in a previous life. And we are now in a new paradigm, in a new energetic spectrum. And we are also here to remember who we truly are. And we are able to transmute this debris that is coming up. It is just a symptom, and our whole bodies are able to transmute it because that's what we're doing all of our life with each breath. With each breath, we are healing ourselves. We are still here. And in doing so, we also leaving a memory of the power of our being able to heal those symptoms that are coming up. So, thank you. Thank you to you all energies who are here, all multidimensional support, all intuition, all remembering to the origins that we're able to do so. I'm thanking all my family and friends for all of their love and care. I'm thanking you for the love and care, compassion, empathy that we are sharing. We can do that. We can share and without judgment. We can listen we can hear, we can speak, we can understand it, and we can support each other and reminding each other that it is our being, our multidimensional being and our connectedness to the whole that may show the symptom, but it also shows the healing or the solution to that symptom. And with that, my heart of heart goes out to my lovely pony, to all of the animals. This cat is sitting here with me, reminding me that he loves me, I love him. So we are not alone. We may not have the human beings around us that we would love to, but we may be able to chat with them. And we certainly are able to join in to this heart healing circle to feel support, because simply in listening, we are community. We come together in unity, being absolutely individual, sovereign beings. And with that, I thank you for listening. I thank you for sharing. And for all of us here, for all of the beings on planet Earth, sending out healing, sending out peace. And so it is. Thank you. This is Blue for blueroom.org.